Filipino Olympic gold medalist Hidilyn Diaz will receive 33 million peso worth of incentives from the Philippine Sports Commission and the country's tycoons after her historic win in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. According to the PSC's incentive system, under Republic Act 10699, an Olympic gold is worth 10 million pesos, and Diaz is the first Filipino athlete to pocket that amount from the country's government sports agency. The pot is pushed to 33 million pesos thanks to the commitments of Manny Pangilinan and Ramon Ang, who are giving 10 million pesos each, and Deputy Speaker of the House Mikey Romero's 3 million pesos. Philippine Olympic Committee President Abraham Bambol Tolentino also says there is a house and lot for every athlete who will win the gold. Diaz will also be rewarded by Megaworld Corporation tycoon Andrew Tan with a 14 million peso condominium unit in Eastwood City. AirAsia also awards Diaz with lifetime free flights, while Philippine Airlines gives her 80,000 free miles per year for life. In a press conference Tuesday, July 27, Diaz says she never imagined lifting 127 kilograms in the clean and jerk, let alone set an Olympic record.
Hindi po madali ang pagpapanalo ko dito ng gold medal. Gusto kong sabihin sa lahat ng mga Pilipino, walang imposible.
The country's first Olympic gold medalist reveals it is the first time she lifted 127 kilograms in the clean and jerk months after she tried during training but failed. Diaz endured hardships on the way to her fourth straight Olympic appearance. The 30-year-old says she had to leave school to focus on training and spent years without seeing her parents as she stayed dedicated to her goal of winning the Philippines its first Olympic gold medal. While training, Diaz feared for her life when President Rodrigo Duterte named her in his infamous ouster plot matrix 2 years ago. Malacanang on Tuesday refuses to apologize for the ouster plot matrix released by former presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo. Diaz also reveals she struggled with monetary problems for her Olympic build-up, humbly asking big corporations and sports backers for financial support. In 2020, Diaz got stuck in Malaysia due to the COVID-19 pandemic as she struggled to stay in shape for the Tokyo Games. Despite her Olympic obstacles, Diaz says all the struggle was worth it. Malacanang insists President Rodrigo Duterte is not suffering from any major ailment after his wobbly walk and breathlessness during his last State of the Nation address.
Wala po, nadulas lang po yun. No? Talaga naman po kung nandun kayo sa Kongreso, bagamat carpet yan, no? Siguro dahil linis na linis yan, madulas lang konti yung carpet, lalo na kung ikay naka-leather shoes.
Presidential spokesperson Roque refers to the incident when Duterte appeared to lose his footing after taking a bow when he entered the session hall. But even before that, Duterte stumbled after stepping down from his helicopter and had to be caught by 2 aides. He even admitted to losing his breath during his speech.
Naghihingal ako, baka dito ako mamatay pagka-presidente. Iba na ang pitik ng ano ko ngayon, ng kasing-kasing ko. Kasing-kasing is puso.
In an interview with DZPB, Duterte says he slipped while entering the session hall because someone stepped on his feet. He also denies rumors he went to the hospital on the day of his SONA. He assures the public there is no reason to worry about his health. Throughout Duterte's presidency, Malacanang refused to issue medical bulletins about his health. The Supreme Court also junked a petition that sought to compel him to disclose the state of his health. The 76-year-old Duterte admitted in the past to having a slew of ailments. Experts say the Philippines should be placed under a circuit breaker lockdown for 2 weeks as the threat of the highly infectious COVID-19 Delta variant looms. Okta research fellow Ranjit Rai says virus epicenter Metro Manila is officially in a surge. The reproduction number or R from 0.6 last month rose to 1.33. Experts said the goal is to keep R below 1 to contain virus transmission, and R above 1 means the virus is spreading faster. Rai adds, the country should adopt the measure being implemented in Australia and New Zealand. Octa previously suggested a circuit breaker lockdown in March when cases in the country spiked. In this proposal, people will observe the strictest form of lockdown voluntarily, and workplaces will implement a significant work-from-home strategy. In his final State of the Nation address Monday, July 27, President Rodrigo Duterte criticizes vaccination queues in Manila.
Nung isang araw nakita ko, I don't have to know what place was that. Ang mga tao nakapila. And they said that they were there at 4 o'clock. Lumalakas yung ulan, sa payong lang sila.
He then addresses the local executive in charge without naming anyone.
Gamitin mo utak mo. You should look for a gym. At bigyan mo lahat ng tao ng number.
Observers note it could be a dig at Manila Mayor Isko Moreno. Manila City lacked an online scheduling system and has a first-come, first-served rule, which made some residents wait 8 hours in line. Without directly responding to the criticism, Moreno says vaccinations in his city will continue through storms and floods.
We have a clear objective. In Manila, we continue to vaccinate. Come hell and high water, an objective or goal must be achieved first, no matter what.
In related news, Joseph Mercola, a 67-year-old physician from Florida and named one of the 12 biggest proponents of COVID-19 disinformation on social media, owns an office in Manila. Mercola is part of the Disinformation Dozen, individuals found by the Center for Countering Digital Hate to have been responsible for about 65% of COVID-19 disinformation spreading on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Part of Mercola's business model, according to a New York Times report, is to make unproven sensational health claims and then profit off of it by selling products and supplements as effective alternative health treatments. Mercola's business outsources work in the Philippines through Mercola Consulting Services in Makati City. The Philippine office represents part of the infrastructure Mercola uses to maintain online operations, from back-end support to graphic design and article and content creation. Vice President Leni Robredo on Tuesday, July 27, addresses Filipinos through a Facebook Live video a day after President Rodrigo Duterte delivered his final State of the Nation address or SONA before he steps down in 2022. In over 14 minutes, Robredo's ulat ni VP Leni identifies the gaps in the Duterte government's programs and suggests ways to improve them.
Walang ibang dapat tutukan sa mga panahong ito kundi ang pandemya at ang kanyang mga epekto. All hands on deck. Laser-like focus ang kailangan.
The Vice President says Duterte's plan against the pandemic should be reflected in the national budget. Without mentioning names, Robredo also criticizes administration allied officials and politicians who are already posturing for the 2022 elections.
Kung magkakabit ng billboard at tarp, sana tungkol sa kung paanong makakaiwas sa sakit. Kung may ipapagawa sa isang batalyong graphic artist, sana ang layunin para dumami pa ang magpapabakuna. Kung magpapasa ng mga bagong batas, unahin sana ang pondo at pagpapatibay ng mga sistema laban sa pandemya.
Robredo reiterates several recommendations to Duterte, including a centralized system for contact tracing, testing and treatment, easier access to COVID-19 vaccines, and passing the proposed Bayanihan 3 bill to help fund more subsidies to Filipinos. She wants the sin tax collections to be reviewed to possibly realign them for pandemic response programs. Robredo also says PhilHealth must pay its debts to hospitals so the healthcare system would not be overwhelmed by COVID-19. The Vice President has not yet decided on whether or not to run for president in 2022. EXO's D.O makes his highly anticipated solo debut Monday, July 26, with the release of his first solo album Empathy, alongside the music video of the track Rose. While the preparation for his solo album was a unique and fun experience, D.O says he had some difficulties recording because he was used to singing along with EXO's members. In the 8-track album, D.O writes 2 songs, the title track Rose and I'm Fine. Empathy also includes 2 bonus songs, the English version of the title track Rose and Si Fueras Mia, the Spanish version of another B-side track, It's Love. D.O is now the 6th EXO member to have a solo album, following members Baekhyun, Lay, Suho, Chen, and Kai. Since being discharged from the military last January, D.O has been filming for the upcoming movie The Moon. D.O debuted under EXO in April 2012. In June 2021, the group made their comeback with Don't Fight the Feeling.